All right, good evening and welcome. I'd like to go ahead and call to order the regular monthly meeting of the Cape Girardeau Board of Education. It is Monday, September 23rd, and the time is 6:12. Thank you for your patience. We are meeting for this, and it ran a little long, but we appreciate everyone being here tonight. Let the record show that all board members are present, except for Ms. Langston, and please rise as we pledge allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, board, before you have an agenda, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cook, Mr. Wilker, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. So, up next, something I've been really excited about. It's been a little shallow in these rooms lately, but we have our terrific Tigers back with us. And just a reminder of what this is. Each building in the district selects a student based on service to others, leadership, and scholarship. So, like I said, I've been missing having our terrific Tigers with us. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Benny. You have anything you want to say?
No, we're looking forward to it.
All right.
I'll try to hobble out here.
Come on over with us. So when you hear your name, feel free to come forward and explain that part. And parents, feel free to stand up and be recognized as well. We appreciate everything that you do for this process as well. And don't be afraid to come up and take your own picture.
Alma Strata Elementary, Lila Jackson, fourth grade daughter of Sarah and Jeremy Jackson. Blanchard Elementary, Elijah Pfiffer, fourth grade son of Danielle and Christopher Pfiffer. Elijah is a role model in the classroom and sets a standard high for his peers. He is someone that can be counted on to be a leader for others. Elijah is attentive in class, follows instructions immediately, takes pride in his work, and is persistent on all tasks and strives to do his best.
And we'll keep you up here for a group picture, maybe, Elijah.
There you go.
Pull his flag so we can go. No.
You gotta stay up here.
Oh, you got to stay up here.
Clipper Willow Abercrombie, fourth grade daughter of Michelle and Joshua Abercrombie. Willow is a joy to have in class. She follows the rules and encourages others to do the same. She always puts forth her best effort and will happily help others. She will often ask how she can help out around the classroom to keep it running smoothly. She's a great example of a Clifford terrific Tiger. Way to go, Willow. Franklin Elementary, KJ McFerrin, son of Patricia Robinson and Keith McFerrin. KJ comes to school each and every day ready to learn. KJ always strives for success, and he is driven to perform his best in all areas, including academics, as well as being a good role model. He offers to help his peers without being asked. He is kind and a pleasure to be around. Keep up the great work, KJ. Jefferson Elementary, Seville Bell IV, fourth grade son of Rashonda Smith. Central Middle School, Salvador Andy Mondragon, sixth grade son of Imelda and Steve Mondragon. Andy consistently demonstrates CMS pride behavior, perseverance, respect, integrity, discipline, and empathy. His strong work ethic and dedication to learning are evident in his academic achievements. With a positive attitude and a natural ability to lead, he inspires those around him to strive for excellence. Terry W. Kitchen Junior High, Cole Wilson, 8th grade son of Aubrey Gibson. Central High School, Emily Floyd, 12th grade daughter of Melanie and Justin Floyd. Emily is spirited, outgoing, and hardworking student. She's a sweet girl with a quick smile and is a fantastic example of what a student leader looks like at CHS. Keep up the great work, Emily. Central Academy, Nashawn Burton, 12th grade son of Holly Brown.
All right. right. Picture time.
Big picture.
Let's have you two come up front. There we go.
Tall one from the back.
There we go.
Hey, KJ, you already play or you play next?
Here, you want to get in front? There we go. Perfect.
Good job.
You're basically dominating tonight.
Where'd everybody go? No, I'm just kidding. Awesome, love it. Up next, we have information, proposals, and comments from audience. Mr. Payne, do we have anybody this month? No requests this month. We do like to read this blurb regarding this portion of the board meeting. Request to place an item on the agenda or to address the board should be submitted in writing at least 5 days in advance of the regular monthly board meeting. Please submit requests to the board secretary, which is Mr. Payne, at the Central Administration Office. Constituents who request to address the board are allotted 3 minutes to speak. For more information regarding public participation at board meetings, please see board policies on the district's website. All right. Well, up next we have informational reports, and up first with that is the board president's report. Have a few exciting things to dive into real quick. Number one, Tiger football. It's 4-0 for the first time since 2014, so very exciting. We have another home football game Friday. Wanted to give a shout out to the Booster Club. If you've seen some bright orange signs around town, those are from the Booster Club. They will supply, they have lots left, Mr. Cook said. They will be supplying these at the Friday night football game, so feel free to pick one up. We also had our board retreat at the beginning of the month, which was awesome for us as a board to get together. We also got to tour some new facilities. We didn't make it over to the new welding facility, but to see the progress out there at the CTC is amazing. I'm excited to see that soon. A couple others that we did get to tour, I wanted to talk about very briefly, is the new training facility. We had a ribbon cutting public with the chamber, so thank you to them for hosting that. But it was just amazing to see that facility and, of course, tour it as a board. A few reminders there. I was talking to Mr. Crowell this morning. The board authorized up to $5.7 million for construction of that project, and we came in at 4.9, which I thought was pretty awesome. Even adding the furniture, fixtures, equipment, camera, signage, all those lights of things, we're close to $5.3 million, and these are rough numbers for this, but that's $400,000 under budget. Pretty awesome. Absolutely. It gets better. So we also got to tour a building that's pretty near and dear to my heart, the old Red Star. I used to be a teacher at Central Academy, which now the Red Star building will be known as. This building, some fun facts for you, offers over 35,000 square feet, 35,758 square feet. We purchased, as a district, this building for $9.79 a square foot. Now, I tried to do some research today and see when the national average was $10 a square foot for commercial purchases. I couldn't find that information for you. It also includes 1.395 acres, and we purchased the building at a cost of $350,000. Looked up a few articles this morning, also talked to Mr. Crowell, who's at a safety conference tonight, but he's seeing anywhere between $450 and $550 a square foot in educational facilities right now being built. So even at the lower of those two, at $450 a square foot times 35,758, that'd be the upwards of $16 million to complete that facility, to replicate this building that we're going to have, which I thought was just quite amazing. Like I said, we purchased the building for $350,000, and with some ballpark figures, for example, we're around $2.9 million for our remodeling. So you round that up, all in at $3.3 million. That's a cost difference of almost $13 million that this district was fiscally responsible with. So even if we value the completed price per square foot of the building at $350 a square foot versus brand new at $450 to $550, that's a valuation of $12.5 million, and we're only in it for $3.3 million. So I just thought that was pretty phenomenal, thinking out loud about some of these numbers after we toured the building, and it's looking good. So a little bit long on my report tonight, but a home run indeed on both of these projects. I would like to thank everyone that was involved from start to finish and ongoing. Thank you, guys. It's been phenomenal, and shout out to Josh as well. That's all I got. I could probably keep going about something. I think that's it. So I'll turn it over for our superintendent's report, Dr. Binion.
I will have to second how amazing Josh is. He is always looking at cost savings and making sure that we are being as most efficient with our dollars as we can as a school district. I know we have a lot of projects that we are trying to complete at this point. The project for our welding lab, we actually received a grant for $5 million to do that, and we are actually under budget on that a little bit. So hopefully we'll be able to put some finishing touches on there that'll make a difference for our students. So yes, Mr. Crowell's doing an awesome job. We had a great start to our week as we held our first Student Youth Council Committee meeting today. This group consists of students from every school, grades 3 through 12. Students along with their families joined principals here at Central Office today for a kickoff lunch. We discussed a variety of topics with these students each month, and we'll lean on them for feedbacks on how we can enhance the overall experience for our students. It was great seeing our students and really having conversations with them and talking about some of the awesome things that are going on in our buildings. One young man at the Central Academy talked about the JAG program, which is Jobs for America's Growth. He couldn't say highly enough about that program, and Miss Wadley, who the teacher was last year, and then Miss Burley, who's the teacher this year. It is an incredible program, and one of the things that he suggested as a topic that we discussed is actually moving that down to lower grade levels, possibly junior high. Miss Wadley and I had talked about that in the past, so we may explore that in the future, especially with it being such a success at Central Academy. So look for that in the future. Dr. Beck and I are going to have a meeting with Miss Wadley to talk to her about that. But that was one of the topics that one of the students came up with. We'll be going around to each building and having these at different buildings around the district each month. Dr. Beck is working very closely with that program, so we're excited about that. Gabriel Carter and Elisama Sanchez from Cape Central class of 2024 were awarded a Root Ed Alliance undergrad scholarship. We had already celebrated Elisama. Am I saying that? Elisama. I'm so sorry. Yes, Elisama being chosen for the scholarship, but were recently notified that Gabriel has also won. We were told this year's application cycle was by far the most competitive in the 5 years of the scholarship existence. So that's a testament to the quality of students these two young ladies are, and congratulations to those. Again, that is through our Root Ed program, who we're really excited about. We also got a little bit of grant money this year to continue to support our students too. So we're really excited about that. There's been some really great outcomes with that Root Ed. It is homecoming week. Students and staff are having a great time with theme days, and we hope to keep the football winning streak to 5-0 this Friday. So we hope that you guys can come out and be part of that. So we're really excited. Casey, I know you'll be there. Of course. Casey's the president of the Nachos.
President of Nachos?
President of the Nachos. President of the Booster Club. So I know Casey will be there for sure.
Awesome.
That's all I have.
I forgot to mention that Cape Jackson's on my birthday this year.
Yes.
So I would love to bring home
a very good birthday present.
Oh, man. Awesome. Up next, we have our C CSIP/program evaluation. CSIP stands for Continuous School Improvement Plan. And up first, we have summer school. Mr. Jamie Russell.
All right, so every year we bring you a program evaluation and for summer school, and it's way after summer school, but it is September, and this is when we do it. And so I just wanted to share this evaluation. So we do summer school pre-K through 12, which is awesome to say. We've got a lot of opportunities for our students in summer school, and so we have it at every level, every building, and so wanted to throw some numbers up there. We had a few more than last year, which is great. We've seen some growth at Central Academy, and we've got some at the high school, a little bit here and there, and so lots of kids coming for those few days that we have summer school, a few weeks at the high school. Cost down a little bit this year, which is great. We had some transportation savings as a part of that, and some staff savings as well. We also have our rising educators. We had 4 or 5 students who came and who are part of that group at high school, and we're excited to have them come to the elementaries and help out and get that first taste of what it's like to be a teacher, and to take some time to do that. They could go make more money in better places, but they chose to come and hang out with us, so we're excited about that. As far as evaluation, what we do is we have students do some Galileo testing as a part of their learning and assessment, even in the summer school, just to see kind of where they're at the end. And so this is where we saw improvement across all levels, and lots of credits at high school. Excited about that. They were busy this summer, and so was Central Academy, and so they had lots of opportunity to make up some grades, and they took that opportunity. This is a part of our, this connects back to our CSIP through our Learn 2, gives our students more opportunities to dive in and to make improvements. That's one thing I need to do, is to look at summer school EOCs. That's one, and see where we're at with them. They're in our overall data, but which we'll share here in a little bit, but specifically summer school. And then we've got some strengths here, and again, it's a lot of this is same year after year, that just the positives that we have for us, and that is we have lots of opportunities for our students in summer school to come in, and not only for our low achieving students, but also get some extra skills, like at the junior high, where they go over to CTC and get to have their first peek at CTC and some of their programming, and see that building for the first time. And then we've got, of course, completing credits toward graduation. I know PE is the highlight there. There's a ton of kids at PE, but we have a lot of other kids here coming in and getting a little bit of a head start on government and some other courses. And then we also have ESY programming throughout the summer for some of our SPED kids. And as Bryce was really excited about this summer, we had and as was I, we've got preschool kids who can come in early and get to see the building and get to meet some of the teachers as they're coming in. Let's see here. Concerns, again, we have a lot of kids coming to summer school, but there's always room for improvement there. So how can we get kids to come in, especially those who need the credits, use that summertime wisely as much as we can. And then making sure that programming for some of those encore classes, some of those extra specials that those kids don't get to do during the school year, always trying to find the right programming for that. And so those are those concerns. We've got our program goals again, making sure that all of our students have those options and those abilities to do that. Overall, average summer school, I think we're doing some good things, but there's always room for improvement there. Any questions about summer school? All right. Me continue?
Yeah, do you want to go and carry over? I know you mentioned the CSIP Learn 2.
Yeah. So the next portion is CSIP Learn 2. This is a part of the CSIP report, and I've gone over some of it with you guys beforehand. Our CSIP has 4 action steps for this goal. And so one of them is about developing a Galileo data process, and we have that started and or in place across the district now, and trying to see where that, how we can make that better at different levels. Those 2 links there will take you to the teacher side of it a little bit and get a little insider information. But you know, what is the process for how we use Galileo, how we take Galileo, and then take that data and utilize it. Next part is our monthly data meetings, and so depending on which level, it looks a little bit different right now. And so district-wide, we've got during school meetings during our collaboration time, we've got after-school meetings with leadership teams within the grade levels, and they're all meeting. And then, of course, those grade levels are meeting with each other during their collaboration time and after school and different other times that they can get together. Secondary, doing the same thing. Still working on that process. Some of that's new because of Galileo last year. And so building that capacity and learning still about Galileo and how to use it, which is a fun thing to learn sometimes. Always good conversations there. Analyzing state testing. So one of the things is how do we look at the scores? And if you click on that link, it takes you to the school's website. And as I've shared with the building leadership here, you can see kind of how we compare against the state level data. And so we've got that broken down by grade level and or course content area. And then we have a little bit about how the Galileo matches or gets close to, in some cases, that. And so just to show you guys and be transparent about that piece of it as it was a part of the CSIP. And so you guys can scroll down and see all of the different us versus the state here. And then I wanted to highlight that if you use some of these filters, you can actually add in those grade levels as we discussed upstairs, but just for the public to see. And so you can see the different grade levels. This is all state data, and so you can find this on DESE, but we wanted it to give to put it on our website as well. Let's see here. And then the last part is about the literacy gap process. And for us and across the state, that focus is on RSPs. And so it gives you a little bit of an overview of the RSP process as quickly as possible, because you can go on forever about RSP process. But I just wanted to highlight a few things. And that is, you know, we utilize a couple of tools, Galileo again being one of them, but also another tool called Dibbles to be able to progress monitor our students, and then our teachers then come and very specifically come in and target those different goals for those students and help them to do that. And so we showed a few of the, down here below, a few of the different tools and then processes that we use to do that. But my favorite part is showing you kind of the overall data from last year. And that is our teachers did an excellent job and our students did an excellent job of jumping in and learning. So already we have a decrease year over year of 142 students who were on reading success plan last year and got off of it for this year. However, one of the data points here that's missing is that 75 of those 791 are new to our district this year. And so it's actually a whole lot larger than that. And so just a huge kudos to our staff and our teachers and what they've realigned their process to do of teaching ELA and teaching reading for our students. And so I'm really excited for them. And you know, even diving in harder this year and changing some more things up. They're really taking it on and doing a great job. And so you guys can scroll down and see we kind of did it by cohort, so by grade level, and what that looked like last year versus this year. And so, any questions about all of that? There's a lot of data there. I know you guys will have some questions later. Maybe you can pop in and always ask those.
All right, thank you very much. Up next, we have our academic services report with Dr. Beck, going over Aspiring Leadership Academy program update.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I even move on to talk about Aspiring Leadership Academy, I just want to give Mr. Russell and our Academic Services Department another shout out, because there is an extremely large amount of work that goes on in the background to have all that data ready to present, but not only to present to you guys, but keep our staff educated on where their students are at so they can make adjustments on the spot. So kudos to you guys and the work you're doing. As for the Aspiring Leadership Academy, as many of you know already, this is our second year with that program. Last year we had 8 cohort members that went through the application process that were eventually selected, and all of those 8 completed that program in the first year. They set the bar very high. We brought that group in at the end of last year to do action research projects. Then we brought them in later to be recognized to the board in person. Can't go on to highlight how successful that first year was. Not only us teaching them about the topics we were engaging in, but us getting the opportunity to learn from them and get feedback through each of those meetings. So this past month was the application window rolling into this year. We've selected 8 cohort members again. Just a little recap about the actual program. So participants must attend monthly academy cohort meetings focused on leadership development skills developed by our in-house district team. They engage in learning outside of that, including an action research project that you will all be invited to. That will be the last meeting in April this year. They do professional learning activities for our current staff members. They have to engage in shadowing an administrator for a full day. That's a new addition for this year. They'll actually be participating in mock interviews this year as well, so that'll be a good preparation tool for them moving forward. And then another huge piece to this is that added benefit to them for tuition reimbursement by completing the program. So we currently offer tuition reimbursement once every 5 years for one class at CMO's rate. These participants actually get triple the rate for tuition reimbursement. So a good example is if you have a 10-course master's program with 10 3-credit-hour classes, you used to would only get one of those 3-credit-hour courses reimbursed. You're actually getting 3 times that amount now. And that's in addition to the new educational partnership agreement through CMO. So a pretty substantial discount moving forward. So I'm not going to focus on reading all the actual material from the attachments I put in there. I just wanted to share who was actually selected for this year's cohort. So we have Mr. Austin Borden. He's an elementary teacher at Alma-Schroeder Elementary. Ms. Elizabeth Lucifer, who's a math teacher at Central High School. Ashley Radicke, who's a health and PE teacher at Central High School. Chelsea Bledsoe, who is a teacher at Central Middle School. Marcia Medlin, who's a psych examiner for Central Middle School. Trevor Moorhead, who is a PE teacher at Clifford Elementary. Jared Dobbs, who's PE and teacher and a head coach at Central High School. And then Miss Sarah Hahn, who is a ELA teacher at Central Junior High. So we're looking forward to our upcoming meetings. Dr. Binion helped us kick off the first meeting this past round, and then we will start rotating topics moving forward. You guys have any questions for me about the cohort?
How many people applied?
We actually had 8 and accepted 8 this year. We were down
awesome.
more than 50%. We kind of had a lot of different conversations over why we thought that actually occurred that way. Obviously, new excitement, new program, first year. The other part is that tuition discount may not be as alluring now that there's also an educational partnership where you can get a discount without participation. And then also, Mr. Russell, we've had conversations about, after that first year when people start hearing about the time commitment, the action research project,
the reality
some of
of
the work
it.
that goes into it,
It's a lot of work.
then maybe people thought,
Yeah.
that's not for me.
Same thing
Right.
happened with our ed tech cohort. It's a lot of time out of the classroom for
Yeah.
us, and so we had that. Same
And
thing.
we know, classroom teachers are one of the hardest jobs in the world already, right? It's a constant juggling act between daily tasks that have to be completed, providing high quality instruction, parent communication, all these different layers. So to add another piece where you have to commit 2.5 hours once a night away from your family, for some of those, that's a pretty big demand. It's a high ask. So I'm super excited about the 8 we do have in the cohort. I'm looking forward to good conversations, and we have, which has been shared with them, we have really high expectations for those action research projects coming in the last month. So
This is just part of that grow your own kind of what we're doing for our CSIP programming. So I think the more we educate our staff on what it means to be in a leadership role in a district, I think that'll encourage other people to come to our district as well and be part of that. And they all have an opportunity to move up in leadership in our district as well. So it's a benefit really, truly to all of our staff who want to take advantage of it. We feel that it's beneficial. We hope that you all do as well, just to continue us to grow as a district.
Absolutely. Congratulations, those 8. All right, up next we have our Community Teachers Association report. I believe Ms. Krallman's here with us tonight. Welcome.
I was like, when am I going?
Tell us a kindergarten joke.
I was sitting here with like no info.
She has great songs.
Tell us a kindergarten joke.
song.
Kindergarten?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, I got the joke. Do I have to stand over here?
You say
Wherever
you feel comfortable.
Okay.
If you use the mic for the recording, that would help.
Oh my. See, I have a loud enough voice. I don't even need the mic. Okay, so I have a list, and I'm going to go through each of the buildings. So for Alma Schroeder, they had a shout out for Jennifer Schroeder being a rock star and always willing to help out in any situation and being there to gather all the sub materials. They did a shout out for Miss Young, who came back to teach. She came back to teach, which was brave of her, to teach 3rd grade. Blanchard wants to shout out Miss Julia because she's rocking in sped, and then there's an emoji by it, so there you go. Rebecca Rogers for going the extra mile every day, especially since they are doing swimming lessons right now. Stephanie Riveras Ha for having just a big heart and knowing exactly what her students need. I love these. Man, I want to read these every day. Okay. The CAO, they basically shouted out their entire staff, basically, because they've been working with the noise and the crowds and the lines for the positive pathways and letting the students come down to use the bathroom. Sweet. Coach Himley and Kathy Harris are very much appreciated. Mandy Keys, always going above the extra mile, above her call of duty to give the students care and support. The Central Academy, big shout out to Positive Pathways as well, and relocating from the CAO to the CA and all the stuff. There's a lot of acronyms in here right now, and I'm working on it. I'm like,
They're
oh my
here
God.
in this building.
I know. I'm like, I do like CVC, like consonant, vowel, consonant, and that's it. Shout out to the Central Academy staff for starting off their year on a positive note and their consistency. Clippard, they shouted out their kindergarten teachers. This is the fastest that their kids have ever learned their lunch numbers, which, if you don't know, when kids go to lunch, they have to learn their 4-digit number, and that is the most stressful thing ever, teaching, because they don't even know their numbers yet. You're like, just memorize these 4 and you're fine. So there's a big shout out for all of their teachers, basically rocking it. Clippard's kitchen staff is doing awesome. All the TAs have been doing exactly what they need to be, going above and beyond. I'm not going to say what's written here because it's a bit much. Okay. Clippard Reading Specialist, they did a bunch of activities for the entire school for International Literacy Day. Slay. Okay. For CTC, we have Miss Emily Lomfer. Man. Wow. Okay, for leading the CTC through the extensive preparation phase for the reaffirmation of accreditation of Commission of the Council on Occupational Education. The whole dictionary is right there. Basically, working on the reaccreditation, and the whole staff is just basically being shout out for the reaffirmation visit. Wow, those are big words. Okay, again, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Early Childhood Center, shout out to the new teacher, Miss Watson. She's doing great. Franklin, shout out to Miss Dean. She's been a great leader so far. I had to add that that in there. It does say so far. As if they're thinking it's not going to go well.
It's touch and go.
Yeah, and also, she might have wrote that. Okay, no. Shout out to their new Taylor Ainsworth for Rockin' Sped. Shout out to Miss Becca, working down in kindergarten. And Miss Allen and Miss Rumbo are walking their first years. Man, God, there's so many. Okay, high school. Shout out to all the new faculty and staff. They brought big energy and are off to a great start. Shout out to Miss Cambria Matlock for inviting teachers that lived through 9/11 to speak to her history students. Is there that many people that haven't lived through 9/11?
She was not alive. The teacher was not alive when 9/11 happened.
Oh my God.
I know.
And I thought I was young. God, I lived through it. Okay. Shout out to the office staff who manned the phones on the Friday of all the everything that went down, of all the social media stuff. So they handled it very nicely. And shout out to the parents who trusted the process and the staff that was with that day. For Jefferson, it says, this is our school. Okay, all the faculty and staff, including me, there is not one person within the building that hasn't gone the extra mile within these few weeks. When help is needed, everyone offers an extra hand. The culture within the walls is a direct reflection of the leadership. Ms. Walker even covered a para position during Encore so our pre-K sped could have their plan time. And I know from my experience, Miss Narita sat in my room almost all day. I was like, can this be my observation? But it didn't count. But she sat with one of my sped students all day when I'm sure she had a lot of other things to be doing. She was a TA, rocking it. And then also shout out to our cafe staff because they go above and beyond, especially with our special students who need special things on their trays and are very specific. So just them going above and beyond is going very noticed. The junior high, Coach McKinstry stepping into a new esports role, ooh, that's cool, as head coach and plowing forward with some great ideas. Ms. Ellis has been a rock star with her first year, and she approaches everything with a positive attitude and fosters relationships. And shout out to Preston for working to fix the cross-country cart. Okay. Cool. Okay, middle school. The staff has been very positive this year. The person who wrote this said that this is the most positive they can remember. They did, that they can remember. Okay. They did a calculation, which, wow, that's a lot of math, that apparently CMS has a collective of over 647 years of experience in education.
Wow.
Golly. Okay, and then over 335 students represented CMS at the orientation. Last bit. Kelsey Tushoff is doing a fabulous job with her students, handling parents and TAs in her functional room, and they are beyond lucky to have her.
I have two questions. How freaking small is the text on your paper? Like,
Okay.
you have like 12 pages of notes. That, like,
Listen, whenever I printed it, it was 4 pages. And then I have HP Instant Ink where it charges you by, okay, because I'm a cheapo. They charge you by page, okay? And I was like, I'm not spending money on 4 pages. And if you do it front and back, it's only 1 piece of paper. So...
well, you've got exceptional eyesight, and I'd like to make a motion that we do like a shout out between you and Tyler, because it's going to raise his game because this was extraordinary.
You know, he's probably going to come to me and be like, you did such a great job, you're going to have to come
That's
back
right.
every time. And you know what, next time I'll actually write on this, because I didn't fill this out, so just reading other people's stuff. Yeah. We only have so much paper, and we've been told to cut back the paper consumption. So.
Amber, let her print.
Listen, I printed it in color so I could see the emojis.
Whatever you're doing with her, keep doing it. I feel like it's perfect.
Well, I think we'll just end it there. No, that was great. Tyler's going to have to work on his emojis for sure. All right, thank you. Up next, we have our Treasurer Finance Report. Dr. Benyon, I think, filling in.
Yep, and Lindsay's not here, who is the guru on the finance reports. But our beginning fund balance was $21,679,000. Our ending fund balance as of August 31st was $19,947,000. As you can see, that's going to continue to drop I know that we've talked about how that works. When we get our tax dollars in, that those dollars will go up in December and January, so we'll continue to see that drop. We will bring to you our calculations for what we feel is our fund balance for the year. Lindsay's been working on that already so that we can kind of give you guys an idea of how low we can drop so that we don't get ourselves in any trouble financially. Our overall ending fund balance total, including debt service, capital projects, is $303,000. I do know how to say the numbers, I promise you. $29,300,000. This is why Lindsay does it. And then, again, with our ending cash balance, we currently have $29,303,000. Oh my gosh. $29,300,892. That's including all of our cash and investments as well. Boy, I butchered that one. Do not tell Lindsay I butchered this.
We're telling her.
Lindsay, I'm sorry. I told you
We're about to bring the
here.
kindergarten lady back out. I don't want to say it, but
And that is our ending fund balance.
Okay.
It's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money.
Plenty of money to pay our teachers. Thank you. You're welcome. I will try to work on that.
All right. Up next, we have our board reports, and first up is our MSBA report.
I sent something to you guys earlier today. We have, I will be attending the delegate assembly at the MSBA conference in October, and I sent you the policy positions. There are a couple, 3 or 4 proposals that they want some feedback on, so please take a look at that document and let me know what you think, so that I vote reflecting what everyone thinks.
I like it. Up next, legislative report. Anything?
I don't really have anything to report. I am going to give you a quick civics lesson because I actually had to research. I didn't understand why, there's been nothing. Even now that it's September, there's nothing. So what I found out is our legislation meets from January to May. And then their session is done. And then they take the summer off to come and meet with the people. And then come September, they kind of start meeting again, but the session doesn't actually open up again. They're just meeting committees, they're talking to each other, planning what bills they want to come along the next session. So I'm telling you that so you know that until January, there's usually not a lot of action. There's just maybe you hear, oh, we're interested in putting up this bill or we're talking about this thing. January to May is when all the action happens. Maybe you all knew that already, but I didn't. So there
Very
you
helpful.
go.
No, that's awesome. Up next, we have our Cape Public School Foundation report. I do see Miss McDonald in the back. Welcome.
There's a high bar, Amy McDonald, for entertainment tonight.
Would you like to read my numbers?
I like your numbers better than mine, but let me tell you, the foundation is 30 years old. Can you believe that? We've been here 30 years. I've been with the foundation for 14, so I'm super excited about that. And I'm sitting here calculating I've probably given back to the district $3 million. So, and we are currently an endowed foundation. We have $150,000 invested just for the foundation and the future of the foundation. But we have several scholarships, and I'm probably loud enough that I don't need the microphone either. I am pleased to announce that we have 3 new scholarships. You've probably seen them on social media, but we have the Karen East Altenthal Memorial Scholarship. She was a CHS employee for 20 years, and she was a 1976 alumni. So we are super excited and honored to have that scholarship. I met with A.C. Estes, and he and his sister started a scholarship in the name of Coach Gene Estes, who was a 33-year teacher with the district and worked primarily at CJHS. He was at CJHS for 31 years. So super excited about that. And then unfortunately this summer we lost Keith Adams. He was at the Central Middle School, And he retired with FedEx for 18 years, and he found his passion with 5th and 6th graders, and so we are super excited and honored to have that scholarship this year as well. So I will be working with the high school to make sure all these are implemented and going smoothly at Evening of Excellence and on for the future. So, Alumni Association. One of my goals has always been to connect better with our alumni, strengthening our Cape Tigers, and we have hired, the foundation has hired Julia Understall part-time to be our alumni coordinator. She is gathering information right now. We are working on putting alumni information on the website, getting class reunion information so that when a class contacts me, I can let them know when their alumni fundraiser or alumni event will be. We are working with Tyson to get hopefully an event to host for our alumni, to bring them all back, whether that would be a dinner or a breakfast. We're still working on that. And then we have our Mix and Mingle, October 24th at Roost. Ritter Real Estate is sponsoring the food for us, and I really appreciate that. So that's October 24th at Roost, 4:30 to 6:30. And then our Penguin Party, our big fundraising event, is February 8th. Working on that already. Have several sponsors already sold. Working on the band this year will be Awkward Timing and Gen X. Working on the menu and all the things. So look forward to a great evening, raising good funds for the district. So thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you. Awesome. Up next, we have approval of consent agenda items sent out previously for your review board. There's only 3 tonight, so I'll actually read them this time. First one is minutes of previous meetings, August 26, 2024, regular meeting, and September 6, 2024, special work session. Payment of bills and memorandum of understanding for Catalyst ABA therapy. Any questions? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cook, Dr. Fegley, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Up next, we have the business portion of our meeting, and the item listed is the approval of bid for third-party administrative health services, TPA. The recommendation here is to accept a bid for third-party administrative TPA health services from among the 4 proposals received to begin January 1st, 2025, and to authorize the superintendent to negotiate and execute a contract on behalf of the board. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cook, Dr. Fegley, discussion.
Thank you, board. So we've kind of went over what a TPA is, because a lot of you were asking what that is, and a few of you were actually on that committee for evaluating the 4 TPAs. We sent out 6 requests for proposals, and we received 4 of those, and we interviewed all 4 of those TPAs. The choice that we are going with is Oxient. We also have, Oxient couldn't be here today, but we do have 2 brokers that we will be working with. The umbrella of Keystone, Mark Lassie. I don't know if you want to raise your hand. And then we will be working with a local company, Arnold Insurance, which is Brandon Hawes. We're really excited to work with them. They have a wealth of knowledge in working with TPAs. They will help us set up our plan. And actually, if you guys approve this, we'll probably start tomorrow. There's a 90-day window to transition from our previous mutual medical to our new Oxient TPA. So we're excited about that. I'm excited to work with these 2 gentlemen. They have a wealth of knowledge in working with TPA, so we're looking forward to developing a great plan for our staff. We know that we're hoping to be able to offer additional services for our staff with changing our TPA. Any questions or?
Is it true that Brandon Hawes is CHS class of 92, Howard?
I believe so. Would you like to stand up? Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. No, we don't need you to. So we're excited. We're excited to work with Brandon. Brandon's been working in the healthcare industry for a long time, so we're excited to work with him. And then Mark, he is the guru for TPAs, aren't you, Mark? Would you say? You gave us a lot of great information. Please, this is Mark.
It was a pleasure to work with Superintendent Howard and his team on the project, and we're really excited about beginning the engagement and working with a lot of you in this room and going forward. So
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for all your resources, too, that you provided us. We appreciate it. All right.
Any other questions?
And thank you for being here.
We do have any other questions? Everybody good? All right. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Lastly, we have information and proposals from board members. Do we have anything this evening? Okay. Well, I know that we have to head back upstairs to finish up our meeting. So with that being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Cook, Dr. Fagley, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.